Nowadays, it takes a lot of courage to believe in God because most people have a tendency not to believe in God. Have become very scientific, and scientific just means that we are become more pragmatic. Pragmatic just means that we have become more money minded. So we think that if someone tells you, I spent my whole life trying to make money, everyone will understand it. And say, maybe even say good job, but everyone will understand it. But if you go out and say all your life you were looking for unconditional love or God or something like that, people may say good for you or something, but they're saying good for you. They are not saying that they share or they would like it to be with them also. Because it is very holistic, and holistic in the minds of most people is non-pragmatic, and non-pragmatic means non-practical, non-money making, and therefore foolish and even idiotic. In our times, when committing any sort of theft has become so easy, anyone can spend $1,000, buy credit card numbers, get a credit card printing machine, print out a driver's license, and they stole around using that. They stole around $30 billion during the COVID, during the sale, when in California. Just some group of people. No one really has a clear idea of how many were involved. And they were only caught when they started to, some of the people started to show on their Facebook the new cars, Ferraris and Lamborghinis that they bought with the stolen money. Only then were some of them caught. So they didn't have to pick up even a gun, organize a heist or something, nothing. Just $1,000 investment and the willingness to do bad things, and that's all. Willingness to be a criminal. So in these times, being a non-criminal, and the least is people will even like focus on crypto. I mean, people are always calling, should I, right now less, but should I invest in crypto? Crypto is just an algorithm. It's just a mathematical formula. So there's no gold assets as a normal dollar or any 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 currency usually has got a dollar. So the more USA had at one time the largest reserves of gold, so the dollar was the reason why it was the stronger, and their trade economy therefore. So the currency was usually till 70s, economics, what they call, the currency was based on the amount of dollar of gold that the country had. So a poorer country would have less dollar, less stronger, and the more gold that your country had, like Kuwait, Oman, they had more gold that they had bought with their petroleum. So their currencies were stronger, and there was a backing. There was a rationale for why. There was a reason why the currency is up and down. Cryptocurrencies are just mathematical formulas, and people have invested not millions, not billions, but trillions of dollars. Not understanding, they don't, most of the people don't understand the algorithm, but people are willing to invest because it seems to be pragmatic, it seems to be going up and down. But the real reason that the crypto is so much favorite is that it is backed up by criminal people. When you go on the dark net, if you want to buy pot, if you want to buy guns, if you want to make sure that the credit, that the money that you're getting is going to be in part of the dark economy, then you do trading on the dark net, which is part of the internet, which is not advertised. That's all. It's just the internet, but it's not it is not, the website is not advertised to the public world, only by invitation. So that becomes it. And then only the criminals have it. So they can trade. And when they trade, they use the crypto as a means of exchange. So it's not going to go out. It's not going to become valueless. But it's a criminal thing. But people don't care whether they think that money doesn't Doesn't smell or something like that, but it does. The first criteria to be able to communicate with God, and that's the topic today, is that you need a pure heart. And a pure heart means that your livelihood is honest. You are making money honestly. Sometimes people will give me, or I'll meet people who are smoking pot, dealing this or that, etc. And they're also, oh, we go high and then we meditate and do this, etc. We are very enlightened, we feel energy. What people are doing, but if your source of livelihood, whatever you're doing on the planet, is hurting someone and the money is not honest, you won't have a pure heart. Without a pure heart, you won't have divine light in your heart. Without the divine light, you cannot serve by sending unconditional love to others. Without sending unconditional love to others, you won't have service. Without service, you're going to be miserable no matter how much of dishonest money you have and how much things you have. It doesn't matter. You can have billions of dollars, you still be miserable. But if you have a pure heart, you are living with honest livelihood. You know that you are making your living without hurting someone, without disrupting the harmony of others, and you're fulfilling your obligation. I've also met some people, oh, he or she ran away from their home, they left their responsibilities, and now they are in Bali and they are in uh, Thailand, and they are smoking pot and they look very happy, and they have a group of people around them and they say Om Namah Shiva, and everyone invades them. It's not a beautiful life, it's a parasitical life. Your means of livelihood is really important that it be honest. Without that, you cannot become spiritual. Spiritual people may not work, but then they won't ask from the universe for anything. That's why in India, when you go, you have naked fakirs. They don't work, but then they don't have any luxury also items. That anything that they cannot afford, they just won't. I don't need it. So that's the first. If you want to be able to communicate with God, that's the first. That your heart needs to be pure by having an honest livelihood. The second is having a belief in things which cannot be felt by the senses and by being unpragmatical. Because practical means that you can live your life, as I said, for money. You can touch, see, feel, and oh yes, I'm spending all this and I'm going to be making. And life has become about ABC, how to take money from a place where it is A and get it transferred to your name B, and then spend as less as possible and get as much as possible in return for it, or just keep on accumulating it. And the money may not even move. It just will be figures. Okay, now it's in your name. Now from your name it is so. And that's a useless life. At the end of the life, no one really is going to be. You're going to be waking up, and whether you had millions or you had minus billions, just like in a dream, what does it matter whether you had money or you did not have money in last night's dream? When you wake up, nothing from the dream world accompanies you. Same thing with death. We transition off and we only have the sense that whatever you did in your life, you fulfilled your obligations, you did not hurt anyone, you lived with honor, you lived honestly. Really important. Honest heart via having the right livelihood. Honest. Then a belief in God that cannot be touched felt, or even arrived at. You cannot achieve communication with God without belief and conviction, not of the head. And this is the key why people cannot talk with God, but belief and conviction from the heart. There is a third factor. When people will say, I cannot communicate with God, there is no such thing. And if He's there, give me a lottery or this or whatever, or give me more relationship, or give me this, or let me have more respect, or usually more money. So where is this desire for more coming? It's from the pragmatical part, which is your head. So your head is stating, I want more. And if there is a God, then I will only believe in this communication if He gives me money. And once people have the money or whatever they ask for, it's like that story that the person was trying to park near New York and he was telling, oh God, I'm getting late for my meeting. If you are there, let me get some parking. And suddenly there was some parking and he said, oh, okay, never mind. God, I don't have to believe in you. I just got the parking. So it's like that story. Even if God was to give, you would disregard it as it is disregarded. So we are now getting to the key that to communicate with God, you need right livelihood so that you have a pure heart. You need a conviction, belief from the heart. You need some magical words that will be your means of communication. They will be symbols of God, or figures of God, or the sounds of God, whichever you want. It can be a prayer, thinking about Jesus, Rama, Krishna, Buddha, Allah. It can be the sounds of prayers. And the most important aspect. So I'll tell you, one of the most guru, teacher, and disciple stories in India is about Vivekanand, who in the in the in the 1990s to 1920, he was the most influential. He was the first yoga, like mystic, Indian mystic teachings who spread in North America. He came for the convention of religion as a uh, as a monk, and he came dressed very simply. And there are lots of stories about him. So he was the most, and he met with Einstein, and he met with um, a lot of people that considered him to be their guru at that time. Very influential. And his guru, but he had studied in university when the British were still there, when the English was still there in India. And his guru was a simpler person who had never finished school, but who had a firm belief, and who used to talk with the statue of Mother Kali that he used to trust her. He was the priest of a small temple, and the temple had a statue of Mother, and he used to talk with her. So the guru said, if you to was first to found out that Vivekanand was having money problems. He had finished university, he did not have a job, and he had taken him as a disciple because Vivekanand, being a pragmatical person, had gone around in India looking for a true teacher. And when he met with the guru just touched him in the head, and he fell into a trance from which, when he woke, he was enlightened. So Vivekananda is having money problems, and his teacher says, Ramakrishna Paramahansa was his name. Ramakrishna, he says, Okay, I'll take you to the mother with me when I'll be talking with her, with that statue, which for him is alive. And you can ask the mother for anything. You're having money problem. Your family is starving. It's not the poverty of North America where don't have enough for rent or something. It's not having enough as a family for food. There's a difference. I was reading some actress's biography, and she was saying, I was so poor. I was so poor. I came to Hollywood and I slept in my car for 3 days, and that was abject poverty, etc. In India, car means that you are way above. You're one of the upper 10%. So there's a difference overall. His family didn't have, so Vivekanand was taken to the room with the statue where the guru used to talk with the statue of Kali, of Mother, every night. For Ramakrishnan, the guru, the, the image, the statue was live. That temple is still there. I went there. And he said, why don't you ask me? Today, I'll let you talk with the mother and you can ask for whatever. And he left Vivekanand in the room. Say, mother will talk with he prayed, he left Vivekanand. After half an hour, Vivekanand came out and he said, did you ask the mother? I said, yes. I know that she's alive for me also. I said, so did you ask for money? He said, no, I forgot. I was in bliss. So, and these are all autobiographical things which are verified, checked, reviewed. It's not like from the 16th century or he said, she said. Vivekananda, as being the first person to visit North America as a guru, was very well respected, very well researched. Even during his lifetime, he was famous and he had a cult of people that is still around there. And he went to the same room thrice to talk with the mother, and each time he forgot to ask for money. So when you want to communicate with God, you have to speak from the heart. Everyone wants to speak and communicate with God from the head, asking for why is my life miserable? Why does the other person have this? I don't have this. And you're using the head. You want to get in touch with God who is unconditional love, then you have to talk with the proper tool of unconditional love that you have, your heart. So with a clean heart, closing your eyes, whatever you now see is with the third eye. The third eye falls on the heart, and the heart is activated with the Gayatri mantra, the mantra of enlightenment, the mantra which was the sound even before the universe was created. Feel the mantra, activate your heart. Oh. Tat saviturvarenyam bhargo devasya dhimai धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् ॐ तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् ॐ सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्. Offering from the heart, fulfilling our five obligations: ancestors, parents, teachers, the society, past, present, future, all creations, and the Creator. Gratitude. Om Bhurvusah Tat Saturnyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्. Offering to ancestors. Om Bhurvusah Tat Saturnyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्. Offering your breathing, your heartbeat, your energy, your prayers, everything together to the parents who gave you all. Om Bhurusa Tat Saturnyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्. Offering to the God, the divine which is in everyone who has ever hurt you in this life. These are your teachers. Om Bhurusa Tat Saturnyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्. Taking your sexual energy up, because when you have no anger at any male, female, mother, father energy, then only your lower energy can go up via your spine to your heart, opening like a flower. And from the heart lotus, which is open, you offer to all the poor, sick, sad who have accompanied you in any creation, in any life, past, present, future, in all dimensions, in all creations. Oh, Swaha. Tat Savitorenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्. Offering to the divine, which is everywhere and nowhere, which is everything and nothing. In the infinity of your heart is the infinity of God. Om Bhurvusvah Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्. See the infinity of the universe in the infinity of your heart and fill your inner universe with Om Bhurvusvah Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्. Now, with a pure heart, with full conviction and belief in the unconditional love, which is your life, in the goodness of everything that has happened, never happened, will never happen, in everything and everyone that has been gifted to you and not gifted to you in your thoughts. You express gratitude for all your past, present, future lives in all creations, in all dimensions, for all the adventures of your lives, different planets, different beings, different dimensions, different hierarchies, different universes. Offering gratitude for all your adventures in all creations. On a level of infinity of your heart, recognizes that your consciousness through which you perceive the universe is finite. The fact that you can perceive the finite universe through an infinite heart That is the divine in you. Now communicate with the divine in the universe or divinity of the universe at a level of a divinity to divinity connected via the heart. Total silence. Om Bhurvusva Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayam. Keep your heart open and keep on communicating with God with a pure heart, with firm belief, asking and communicating from the heart, directing the communication to the divine inside yourself in the infinity of your heart, using any prayer, using any symbol of God, using any image of God that you love. Om Namo Shivaya Ji, Om Namo Shivaya Ji, Om Namo Shivaya, Om Namo Shivaya Ji, Om Namo Shivaya, Om Namo Shivaya Loba, Om Namo Shivaya Aksana, Om Namo Shivaya Paras, Om Namo Shivaya Preeti, Om Namo Shivaya Shadi, Om Namo Shivaya Sveta, Om Shanti 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 Shanti, Om Shanti Shanti. Hari Om, Om Tat Sat, Hari Om. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे शान्ति निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दिक्तेक् भवेत् ॐ समिदामिं भगवारुक्तां ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे शान्ति निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दिक्तेक् भवेत् ॐ पूर्णमदे पूर्णमदे पूर्णत् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते शान्ति 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 ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम टिल टुमारो